Hey, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I'm saying? As of this recording right now, I'm going to explain why I'm recording this early. Very, very early. You know, I'm up early too. It's 7:55 a.m. You know what I mean? May 8th, 2025. The reason why I'm up this early is because two things. Number one, they're going to shut the water down in my building because it's still like, okay, my apartment it been fixed right here in Fort Greene. It been fixed, but what happened is they're still renovating my building. Now, I mean, they're still renovating my building and shit. So yeah, so they're still fixing up apartments and all this other bullshit, right? So, and they're gonna shut the water down because they're fixing pipes and all this other fuckery, right? So they sent everyone a letter sometime last week saying that they're going to shut the water down. And the same thing next Thursday, right? So it's like, fuck it. You know, and number two, I'm heading somewhere after about around 11 o'clock. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I decided to make a video early and just knock it out. And such, put it on schedule and, place it at 11 o'clock. Right. So I want to talk about this EJ Nduka thing. Oh yeah. Dynamite was trash last night. Dynamite was fucking garbage. It was horrendous last night. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no feel, no creative, no nothing. They don't give a fuck. They do not give a fuck. You know what I mean? All Elite Wrestling do not give a fuck. They don't want to, make the company better. They don't. There are people that's there and you know what? I'm now going to assume that there are talents there, who are just there not only for the money, but also to audition for WWE. So basically, AEW is a feeder system for WWE in a sense. Now, I mean, it's a feeder system. And also, speaking of feeder systems, so Grand Slam, right? Grand Slam, it's been reported that WWE is going to be looking at Grand Slam. You know what I mean? Because Grand Slam Mexico, because, they want to look at CMLL talent and such, But yeah, Dynamite was not great. And speaking of not great, right, speaking of AEW not being great, it brings up to my topic today. So there was a report from Fightful, right? And again, this was from Fightful. Fightful said this. Fightful put this out. You know what I'm saying? They put this out themselves, and this is about EJ Nduka, right? And listen to the last part, and not the last part, but listen to the first, the very first sentence in the second paragraph, right? But let me read the first one, and then I'll get to the second one. So the word was that AEW found it hard to put EJ Nduka next to anyone without him outshining them physically, right? Now the second paragraph says this. That's just a rumor, but it's also one that seems to go around a lot about a lot of physically, but it's also one that seems to go around a lot about a lot of physically huge talent in the company, right? Which basically tells me that AEW not only does not know how to book talent, but they do not know how to book, physically gifted talent, right? Physical talent, and there's a lot of them there. There's a lot. Brian Cage, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, you know what I'm saying? Brody King. And I laugh because I'm like, again, this is a company that wants to still do bullshit off of the indies, right? They still want to give you indie-rific nonsense, indie-rific bullshit. So basically, in a nutshell, if you are a person who is there that not only, is, physically appealing, either great body or, someone who's tall, if you have charisma, right, and if you have a gimmick, AEW they don't know what the fuck to do with you. They don't. They don't. Or if you don't have all three, they don't know what the fuck to do with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy shit too. That's the crazy thing when you think about it, because AEW is they're supposedly the alternative, right? They put the stand on. They're supposedly the alternative, but they're not giving you anything that is even close to something else that WWE gives you, right? So if AEW, so basically they fucked them over royally. They fucked them over royally, right? And which also tells me about Josh Alexander, because what the fuck has Josh Alexander done since he got to AEW? Where's that same spark and fire? Huh? Where's that same spark? Let me drink some water. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Since he got there, it's been, a fucking disaster. And you mean to tell me, and they got people there who are great charisma wise who they don't even fucking use, right? They got people there who has gimmicks that they don't fucking use, right? And it's fucking crazy when you think about that, because how in the fuck are you going to sign these people, right? And you have no plans for them. Fucking Camille. You know what I'm saying? Like, Camille, you see what I mean? You see there's a pattern there. There's a fucking pattern there. And it's like, man, and like I said, this is why WWE still rule, because at least they know how to separate themselves. They know how to separate talent from their attributes, right? And so big men thrive in WWE, of course. You know what I mean? They clearly thrive. And, this is why, like, EJ Nduka, honestly, I do hope WWE gives him a chance. I hope. You would think, because he's, look how he is physically. You know what I mean? Look how he is physically. I would love to think that, and I believe they will. You could put him in Evolve. You could put him in NXT. He would thrive. But it's crazy when you think about this shit. It really, really is, because, AEW, this is all Tony Khan knows, the indies. And oh yeah, speaking of AEW, right? That arena that they was in, it's like a fucking movie theater. It's like they were fucking wrestling in Radio City Music Hall. You fucking kidding me? And this is supposed to be a company that is again, the alternative to WWE. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here with that, man. You smoking crack? You smoking that crack? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, man, again, anyone who has charisma there, anyone who has, a physically appealing body, right? No matter if they're strong or tall, or if you have a gimmick, right? You're basically asked out in AEW. They want indie darlings, right? And mind you, like, they're just throwing matches just for the sake of it. No story behind it, no nothing. It's nothing. It's basically fucking nothing. I'm like, what the fuck we doing, man? What are we doing? Why people even watching this shit? Tony Khan is not going to fix things. He doesn't want to fix things. He doesn't. And I think it's way too late for this company to survive. I truly think so. No storyline building and, no creative or none of that, because everything runs through Tony Khan. And when it runs through Tony Khan, this is what we get. But I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I'm saying? I definitely will be making another video later today or tonight. You know what I mean? Because I got, I still got plenty of time and shit. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm recording this. I just recorded this video early because of, the fucking water being shut down and shit. You know what I mean? So, fuck, I hate nature. I do. So I'm about to be out, guys. I'm going to definitely check it out later. All right? Peace.